Hi students and parents. I thought it would be a good idea to go over some of the things that we talked about and worked on in class the last 2 weeks, just to make sure that you were all up to date before we start our third week of Poolside Piano. Let's review our finger numbers. Thumbs are number 1, index finger number 2, our middle finger is number 3, your ring finger is number 4, and your pinky is number 5. We talked about quarter note. Your quarter note looks like this. It has a black head, and it's all filled in with black, and then you'll see a note stem. Now sometimes the note stem is going up, as in this case, which tells you that your right hand will play. When you see the note stem going down, that means your left hand will play. The quarter note gets 1 beat. Here you see 4 quarter notes in a row. And we count them, we were saying ta for each one. So we would say ta, 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 ta. Here's an example of 1 quarter note. Here's an example of 4 quarter notes. Ta, 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 ta. We also looked at the quarter rest. This is a quarter rest. Now you still count it, but you just don't say or play anything. This is a count of silence. This is 4 quarter rests in a row. So you would just count 1, 2, 3, 4, or silently to yourself, ta, 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 silently. Quarter rest. We also looked at the half note. Ta, that's a 2-beat note. And the half rest. Now, the half rest kind of looks like a hat, doesn't it? Half and hat sound a lot alike, so that makes it easy to remember. When you see 2 half rests together, they look like this. Ta, ta. That's 2 half rests together. Now we also looked at a whole note. The whole note is 4 beats. Ta. And the whole rest is again 4 beats of silence. Ta, 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 or ta. 4 beats counted silently. Now, the way that you tell the difference between the whole rest and the half rest, the whole rest looks kind of like a hole in the ground. If you think of a man walking along and then, boop, falls down in the hole. That's how you think of hole in the ground. And the half rest could be a hat. That's an easy way to remember them or keep them apart in your mind. Okay, now we practiced, or I hope you practiced at home, the walking song. And the walking song we were playing on our black notes, 2, 3, and 4, using fingers 2, 3, and 4 on the black notes. And we talked about which black notes to use. Now, some of you may remember we talked about Grandma's house, and we talked about the dog house. And in case you need a little review on that, Grandma's house is this group of 3 black notes. I'm going to put a little roof on top of Grandma's house. A red roof, just to be fun. So Grandma's house has 3 black notes. And I just like to pretend, because that's Grandma's house. It's a little bit bigger than the dog house, of course. So you have the front door, or the front wall. You have the back door, or the back wall. And maybe she has a middle wall. She has a bigger house. She has a little bit bigger house. So she's got a front wall, a back wall, and a middle wall in her house. We walk up to the front door of Grandma's house. We knock on the door, or we knock on that front door, and we say, Grandma, is Grandma home? Grandma's home. Grandma opens the door, and she says, oh, welcome. Come on in. I just baked an apple pie. But you know what? It's so hot. It's fresh out of the oven. I better put it on the back porch to cool off. And like I said, Grandma must not be from Central Florida because it's not any cooler on the back porch. So we wouldn't put a pie on the back porch to cool off, would we? Anyway, so the cat, crazy cat, likes apple pie, comes streaking across the yard to get himself a taste of that apple pie. And don't you know, that's when the dog sees the cat, gives chase, and fur flies everywhere. Now look what we've done. We've got F, G, A, B, C, D, E. If we start all over again, it just starts right again. F, front door, Grandma, apple pie, back door, cat, dog, everywhere. Now, this just makes it easy for you, if you get lost on the keyboard, to go have some guide points. Now, you can start anywhere on the keyboard and pick up and figure out where you are. And this is something I'd like you to try. I think it would be fun if you go and find all of the A's on your keyboard when you're at home. Let's see if you can do that. Let's see. Let's just erase everything but A. Let's see. This week, every time you pass your keyboard, every day, make it a point. I hope you pass your keyboard more than once a day. I hope you're practicing every day. But go to your keyboard and play every single A. So on my piano, I would start at the very bottom down here, actually way at the bottom, but you can't see because it's out of the range of the camera. And I would play A, then I'd play this A, then I'd play this A, then I'd play this A, this A, this A, this A, and this A. And then maybe the next day, I would play B. I'd play all the B's. Play all the B's on my piano. That would be. And maybe the next day, I would play all the C's. Oh, and look, I've got another one. On this little keyboard, I've actually got 3 C's. And you can just keep going until you get all of the letters. All the 7 letters, that is. You can go until you play all of them. Okay, so, such and such. Now, back to our walking song. Let's go. We were going to play on Grandma's house. So we have, starting with the right hand, we have 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then our left hand has to pick it up. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then we have a double bar line, which tells us it's the end of the piece. So we're finished. Parents, when your children are practicing this, the best thing you can do is to take a pen or a pencil or a colorful marker, even better, and just help them by keeping their place for them. because when their little eyes are looking up and down from the piano keyboard to the page, sometimes it's easy to get lost. So help them with that. Okay, now the tightrope walker. Here we go. Left hand. Okay, and if you look down here further, you'll see that they have encouraged you to slide your fingers off of the black keys onto the white keys. If you just slide slightly up, you'll end up on G, A, and B. So let's start from there. Instead of using black keys, we're going to use that set of white keys. Starting on G with the right hand. Left hand. Very good. Now notice that my fingers are staying curved and I am not letting my fingers flatten out like this. Make sure you use just the fingertips. I'm also not hiding the other fingers, keeping all my fingers up on the keyboard. I hope you're doing the same. Okay, here's that half note that we looked at earlier. Notice that the stem goes up for the notes on the right hand, stem goes down for the notes on the left hand. You don't fill in the note head on the half note. That's for the quarter note. Now, here is the I like song. This is going to use a combination of quarter and half notes. We're going to go ahead and start back on the black notes again. 2, 3, and 4, just like before. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Here's that double bar line at the end telling us it's the end of the song. Very good. I hope that you held those half notes down for 2 beats like I was instructing you. Let's move on. I Hear the Echo is the next song in your series. I Hear the Echo. You're going to use the same set of notes. You're using quarter notes and half notes again. And you do have some repeated notes in this one as well. Now we also want to pay attention to some new terms that we have. F, which stands for forte, which means loud. It's an Italian term. We use a lot of Italian terms in music. And P, which stands for piano, which means soft. So you'll see the first line right here at the beginning, they put an F there. That means they start the first line with an F. So they want you to play nice and strong, loudly. And then the echo part is soft. So these two, from the second half of that first line, you play softly. Then the left hand comes back in, and it's loud to begin with. And then the last little bit here is softly. So, obviously, that's the reason that we have the title of the song, I Hear the Echo. Let's see if we can play it that way. Starting with the right hand. Now the left hand. Okay, now this is where the benefit of a real piano or an acoustic piano or even a keyboard that has touch-sensitive keys comes in handy, because some keyboards you can only affect the volume with a volume knob or the volume button. It doesn't make a difference how hard you press. That doesn't affect the volume in some keyboards. But with a piano like I'm playing, you get a change in volume based on the pressure that you apply to the key. Now here comes the whole note. Again, this is a 4-beat note, and all you have to do is draw the circle over and over again on this page. This is page 18 from your lesson segment, I believe. Yes, this came out of your...
Okay, I wanted to go through some of these worksheets with you to make sure that you know how to fill them out. For your Unit 2, this is your theory section. This is page 7. This is one of our first worksheets that we completed. You are to fill in the note head and trace through the stem. So fill in the note head, get your quarter notes, and trace the stem. Okay? Pretty simple. Then, on your high wire tune, you were to, most of you have done this already, and I've seen it, but just in case you missed it, what they wanted you to do is compose your own song by writing finger numbers, 2, 3, or 4. So you can put 2, 3, or 4 in all of these boxes, and then, of course, you want to go back and play your song. So let's just see what happens. I'm just going to write in 2s, 3s, and 4s, and I'm just going to say, let's see, what's it going to sound like? 3, 4, 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, so we're going to start here. And I hope you did this at home. I hope you didn't just write in numbers and then not try to see what it sounded like. So you could literally play, you could put in any combination of those finger numbers and come up with a lot of different tunes there. Let's do this rhythm tryout together. For this, we're going to use a combination of quarter and half notes, and we're just going to tap out the rhythm using our left hand and our right hand. We've got half notes and we've got quarter notes. So let's start with the left hand using quarter notes. So we have left, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, together, together, together. So this time, instead of saying left and right, I'm going to say ta or ta, based on whether it's a quarter or a half note. Okay? So here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, good. Now, this is something you can do at home with your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister if you have a sibling or someone else that reads rhythm, or maybe if both of you are in piano class together, you can play this game together. So you look at the two rhythm patterns, you circle the rhythm that your teacher plays or that your mother or father plays or claps. You don't have to play it necessarily. You can play it on the piano, or you can just with a single note, or you can clap it. And you can decide if it was loud, forte, or soft piano. And then you can circle. So let's do this. I'll do a little example right now, okay? For the first one, I'm just going to tap here one of those examples, and then you can tell me which one I did, okay? Here we go. Okay, you decide. Was that A or B? And was it forte or piano? Okay? Okay, here's number 2. Tell me whether I do this A or B, and tell me if I'm doing it. Actually, I think I'll play it this time instead of tapping it on here, okay? You decide. Okay, for number 3. Here we go. Okay, and number 4. Which one of these am I playing? All right. Echo the rhythm. Choose any black key high on the piano. Your teacher will play a short forte rhythm on the key. You echo the rhythm playing piano. Playing piano meaning playing softly. Can you make up several forte passages for your teacher to echo playing softly? Okay, so what we need to do, you can do this at home. This is how you do this. So I'm going to pretend to be, I'll be the teacher, and then I'll be the student. And at home it can be you and your mom, or you and your dad, or you and your brother or sister. Okay, so any black key high on the piano. This is how you do this. High on the piano. Here we go. So I'm the teacher now, and I'm going to play forte. I'm going to play a rhythm loudly on the key. Okay, then you, the student, will echo the rhythm playing softly. Okay, and you'll do it like that. All right, then you make up a rhythm, forte, for instance, like this could be. And then your mother or your father or your sister or your brother would have to echo it back softly. And you can use other rhythms. You don't have to use just these notes. You can get fancy if you want to play something. You can play all kinds of rhythms. You don't just have to use quarter and half notes. Okay? Have fun with it. Now let's look at the whole note. And some of you, in some classes we got all the way to the whole note. Some we didn't. But we will, if you didn't get to it, we will get to it this week, and I'll go ahead and explain it. It's very simple. The whole note is the 4-beat note, so we'll be clapping and counting 1, 2, 3, 4 when we get to that note. So here we have an example of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then here you just write in the beats. Here you would write in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time you see the whole note, you write in 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty simple. And then here you have just a little, one of those word puzzles where you find all the hidden music words. I love those kind of puzzles. I hope you do too. Okay, and you had some of the performance, in your performance section of your book, you had In the Jungle, which was, again, on Grandma's House, 2, 3, and 4. Left hand. Okay. Then we got to the doorbell, same place, same position. And we've got right hand starts it off with the fourth finger. Left hand. All right. For Wind in the Trees, we are on the set of 2 black keys, known as the doghouse, and we will start softly. We have the P for piano there. Then the second line, we have gust of wind blows and spins. So we're going to be playing that forte, loudly. And then all of a sudden, it gets soft again. All the autumn leaves. So we end softly, but we have this little section right here that gets loud. Okay? From the top. Now loudly. Now back to soft. Okay, and finally we have the shepherd's flute. Now here we've got our fingers back to the left hand on dog's house and the right hand on grandmother's house. Starting with the left hand, forte. Right hand is going to just pick it up where the left hand leaves off. So we'll start with the left hand, go right into the right hand. As it continues, the left hand picks it up again softly. Then it continues softly to the end. So only the beginning part is forte. And it comes up in the middle here, it comes up to piano. Okay, so this is the end of lesson of Unit 2. We had a few little worksheets in the last section of your book, and these were just for fun, naming the notes. You had the ice cream cones. Hopefully what we did with Grandma's house will help you in naming those. You were just supposed to write the letter names anywhere in the cone, but I think probably up here would be good. For instance, that letter, where you have the dot, that's a C. Here you have D. Here you have an F. Here you have an E. That one's kind of hard to see. Here you have G. And here you have an A. And here you have a B. Okay? Then, drawing the rests. Oh, this is great fun. This is good practice. So you just trace over the lines here. The quarter rests are always my favorite. Oop, easy to mess up. Then the half rest, you do trace over it, but then you have to color it in. Make sure you color that in. Okay? Let's see. Then you have rhythm detective. A note or rest is missing from every measure. So you have to figure out what is missing, because you have to have exactly 4 beats. Each of these little rectangles has to have 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, I'm missing 1 beat. So I need either a quarter note or a quarter rest. So I put a quarter note there. I think I'll put a quarter rest in this one. Okay? Here we go. And here, same thing. I need a quarter beat, quarter note, or a quarter rest. So I'm going to put a quarter note in that one. here, I can only put one thing in there, so I need 4 beats. What one thing can give me 4 beats? I can either put a whole note or a whole rest. So I think I'm going to put a whole note in there. Okay? Let's see. How many beats do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3. So I need something that'll give me 1 beat. I think I'll put a rest in there. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. I need 1 beat. This time I'm going to put a note, quarter note. Here we go with, I'll put a quarter note in there. Kind of missed my mark a little bit. Oh, now here's a tricky one. I've got 2 beats and I need a total of 4. So I can either put a half note or a half rest. I think I'll put a half note. And here I've got the same dilemma. This time I think I put a half rest. Half rest looks like a hat. Okay? And here, since I used a whole note before, this time I think I'll use a whole rest. So I've got a couple of rests back to back here at the end. Haha. Okay. Now, you see how that little exercise works? Finding C, D, E on the keyboard. So these are just, all of these are either going to be C, D, or E. So you fill in the letter. Pretty simple. C, D, or E. Okay? Let's do that for all of the notes that are outlined in a color. And then finding F, G, A, B. So you just follow the instructions. Circle the sets of 3 black keys. Circle the sets of 3 black keys. Circle the sets of 3 black keys. All the sets of 3 black keys. Then drive to the first F and color it yellow. Oh, do I have a yellow? I don't have yellow. I don't have yellow. You go to the first F. So right here is an F. You color it yellow. I'm going to color it, I'm going to have to skip that one. Drive to the next F and color it yellow. Drive to the next A and color it orange. Do I have orange? Oh, I do have yellow. Ah. So this is going to be very colorful. So, drive to the first F. Here's the first F. Here's F. You know where F is, because that's Grandma's front door. The next F and color it yellow. Okay, that would be this one. Drive to the next A and color it orange. Orange. What's that? Kind of an orange. Kind of a melon colored. Next A. That's my orange. And drive to the next G. So from there, go to G and color it purple. Ooh, purple. I do have purple. G, color it purple. Drive to the next B and color it brown. Brown. To the next B. Okay. Drive to the next G and color it purple. Okay. All right. Drive to the next A and color it orange. Okay, another orange A. Drive to the next F and color it yellow. Ah. Drive to the next B and color it brown. Guess what? We are finished. Hooray! Spike is home. There's Spike. We made it. If yours looks something similar to that, then you did it correctly. Bravo. Spooky keys. Getting ready for Halloween. I hope you know what you're going to be for Halloween. I know what I'm going to be. Okay, so we're going to take the key that's colored in and just give the letter name. That one would be E. That one would be G. That one would be D. So if you, like we said before, if you get confused, remember, Grandma's house, the 3 black keys is Grandma's house. Front door to Grandma's house, apple pie. Again, Grandma's house, front door. This is the doghouse. If this is D, what comes right before D? The cat is sitting right outside remember, the cat is sitting right outside the dog's house, trying to annoy him. And front door, Grandma's house, apple pie, back door. Okay, there you go. That's the answer to that. Howdy, partner. Again, same thing as spooky keys, just different notes. E, Grandma's house. D. Hopefully you are able to just look at them and do them quickly like that. It will come. If it doesn't happen right away, the more you look at it, the more you practice it, the faster it will come. We also did this in class. We did this little worksheet, and this is the last one. We did alphabet soup. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then you recite it backwards, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. These are the 7 letters of the alphabet. If you say them forward and backward in groups of 3, you get A, B, C, C, B, A, B, C, D, D, C, B, C, D, E, E, D, C, D, E, F, F, E, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, F, G, A, A, G, F, G, A, B, B, A, G. These are fun to do, like a little, you can play a little game. If you're in the car, want to play a little game of gotcha, you can see who messes up first. And then this is a little fill in the blank. Just the same thing as this, only see if you can remember or see if you can do it without looking. Okay.
So that's it for our review. I hope you're practicing every day, and be sure to keep track of it and write down any questions that you may have so that we can address them in class. Have a great time practicing and playing your piano, and I'll see you next week in class.